The bell has rung. Welcome, Rugrats, back to my channel. I'm Miss Z. So today, as you have seen, I'm going to have a special guest in my channel. This is my teammate, and today we're going to talk about how teammates work, what impact we have in each other, how teachers actually have to work as a group. It's not just about working yourself in your classroom, it's also about learning from others. So today I'm introducing Miss Bowman. Hi, Rugrats! So this is Miss Bowman. So today we're going to talk about how we actually are teammates, and actually I know Miss Bowman since we were in high school. So you want to tell a little bit about yourself?
Yes, so hi, I'm Miss Bowman. I am currently a pre-K teacher. We actually work together. So it all started back years ago. Back in freshman year of high school. We've known each other since then. Back in 2012. Yes, it's been a long time, and we've been together since then. Like this is my left hand. Like teacher wise, like this is who I come to. Like she understands me, I understand her.
And in the teacher world, you have to have people that you can confide into and that understands you.
Bounce ideas off of, you know, people. You need to have those type of teachers that understand where you're coming from as a teacher, you know, because we have our significant others, we have our moms, our sisters, but they don't understand like we do, because if you're a teacher, you know the teacher's life. So we're going to talk about how we started, and in my first video I talked about how I started, and a lot of you guys had questions about it. So actually, how I said, in high school there was a program called FTI, Future Teacher Internships. So actually, Ms. Bowman was in it with me, and so we're just going to talk about a little bit about that, and we're going to go in depth what we did there and how that impacted our lives to grow as a teacher and how much we learned. So at first, we were in Future Teacher Internship. We actually got to do our student teaching in the same school. Yes. So we were always together. It's been of a dream of us to actually work together, and we finally are, so it's a big deal to us. So in high school we actually did a lot of programs together. So you want to talk about a little bit what we did? So in high school, you know, of course we did a FTI, which is Future Teacher Internship. We did it for 2 years. Our junior and our senior year, we was able to be teachers aid, be their helpers, learn how to make lesson plans, learn classroom structures, you know, things to help us become what we want to be in life, which is a teacher. So like you said, like Ms. Z said, we was able to go to the same school, so we rode the same road. She rode with me.
I didn't have a car back then.
We was riding to the same school together. We go out for lunch together. We'll go out, you know, to different buildings that we was able to find at where teachers go for as like die cuts and, you know, places where we can make lesson plans. Like we did all types of things together. We noticed how much we were alike. You know, we saw how much we
made an impact, and like we learned from each other.
Yes.
That's very important, because like I said in my first video, I'm not perfect. I'm not the perfect teacher, and Miss Bowman and me, we're alike but very different. She has a different teaching style, and I do too, but we learn from each other, and we're like, okay, she's doing this the right way, or she's no, not that way. Mizzy, you should change it.
We're not afraid to tell each other, you know, hey, no, that's not how it's supposed to go. Or we're not afraid to tell each other how we feel about how we're both doing something different, or congratulate each other because we're doing something, you know, we both thought of but didn't even mention about it. You know, that's how connected we are, especially in the teacher's life, you know. So further on, as the years go by, we was able to go to Atlanta.
Yes, that's a big deal.
We was able to go to Atlanta and visit the Ron Clark Academy School.
If you haven't heard about it, please stop this video right now and go and watch their videos, Ron Clark Academy. So in the program, we actually, this is a big deal. In our first year, you can only be in the FTI program for 2 years, your junior and senior year. Our junior year, we had a different teacher, Miss
Miss Baker.
Miss Baker.
Yes.
She was amazing. She thought for so many years. I actually was so devastated. She had to leave her position and move on career-wise. And senior year, we got a different teacher. And my personality is very different. And it's hard for me to accept new people. And it was very hard. We got a teacher, and she's actually Miss Abbott. So she was her first time, and that's why I wanted to do this. First time teachers are very important, and I feel like they're so energized, and she gave us that energy. And so we watched this movie. She had it as a lesson for us to learn about how teachers make an impact. Yes, it's about education, but it's also about the emotional part that we give to our students, because the students will remember us, yes, by education, but they are going to remember how we made them feel. So she taught us that, and we watched the Ron Clark movie, and we had this awesome idea, and we're like, we want to learn from him. We want to go to this school. We want to know. And so she actually got she sent out an email and to the superintendent.
Yes. And we was able, if we raised enough money to travel to Atlanta, and if we got the okay to be educators learning from Ron Clark, because students were not allowed to go and visit the Ron Clark or go and tour the Ron Clark Academy. It was mainly just educators, as in teachers, administrators, trying to look at the school, get the feel of it. And we was actually the first students, the first class, program, first high school to be able to do those things. So we was so excited. So we did all these fundraisers. Actually, Ms. Z came up with one of them, which was the Polar Express.
So actually, the Polar Express, I don't know if they do it anymore at my high school that I used to go to, but I know they did for like the 2 years after that. I haven't followed up. We should follow up on that.
We should.
So what I did, I thought in elementary school we did Polar Express. It was a big deal. And in high school, it's education, but we wanted something to engage and us to make money. So I came up with the idea we should decorate the whole school like the Polar Express, and sell hot chocolate and get everybody to wear pajamas, and we wanted to make money out of that. And actually it turned out very good and successful. So I hope they're still doing that. That would be amazing.
Yes, so we was actually able to raise the money for the trip and a little more. So it turned out to be an awesome trip. It was also able, we had so much money, we was able to add another school with us. So we was able to have other new upcoming educators join us in this experience. And so it was wonderful. It was great.
So if you're an upcoming teacher or you've been teaching for years, try to go to it.
Yes.
If you like your education's not, you're a teacher and you're like, okay, I'm losing the passion for it, that made us think like our excitement go on more after we went. Yes. I would suggest every educator to go to it. You learn from other educators, and that was a big impact in our lives. That impacted our teaching ways a lot.
Yes, it did. And so that, seeing what Ron Clark does for his school, for his community, for his family, encouraged us to do the same. Okay. And so we was at the point where we want to work at Ron Clark Academy, but no. We're at the point to where we want to build our own school.
That's our big goal.
That's our goal, that we build our own school. We run it how we want to run it. How we feel is the best way to help your children, or even our children, the community kids, our ethic in teaching. That's something we're aiming for. That's something that we want to do.
That's our big goal. And yes. This is why our YouTube channel, we want to learn a lot about it. So you will be seeing a lot of Ms. Bowman. So talking a little bit more, we learned about lessons in FTI. That was a big impact. I feel like if we didn't do FTI, we would have struggled a little bit. Yes. I'm not saying you have to have this program in high school. Not all high schools have this program, but it was an opportunity for us to know before going to college, do we really want to do this?
Yes. Is it something that we are set in stone to be in life? You know, it gave us an option on, is this something that we want to do, or do we need to move on to something else? You know, it's something that we can go out and try, you know, instead of just like, for example, I want to be a firefighter, but if you don't have the passion for it, you know, you have to have the passion to be a teacher. You have to have the patience to be a teacher. You have to know how to handle children. You don't have to have structure, management skills. You know, you have to have all those types. It's a lot of things that you have to have to be a teacher that a lot of teachers aren't getting the credit of.
Yes, exactly. So that was a very big impact, and that's how I got to meet Ms. Bowman. So we actually, after high school, we actually went to college, and we were away from each other, but I went to a private preschool. Ms. Bowman saw about it, and she was interested, and she actually got a job at the preschool, and so we were there for a while. We never got the opportunity to teach together. We were in different rooms,
but I think that's a good thing, because we're both very strong-headed.
Yes.
And we're leaders, you know.
Yes.
I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with, you know, co-teachers or, you know, extra help, but me, myself, I want to be lead. You want to be lead. You know, we have our own ways of teaching things, even though we're good together, you know, we bounce ideas off each other. We tell each other what's right and wrong.
Teachers need that. And that's a quality that I think a lot of teachers need, leaderships. There is some shy teachers, but in the classroom, you need to have that leadership. You need to have those strengths, how to talk, how to approach to parents. Parents are a big deal that we have learned lately.
Yes.
So we were at that private preschool for a while, and then we left for personal reasons, and we distanced each other. We tried new things, and
not for that long, for probably like
a year. Yeah. And so we found out about this private preschool opening up, and actually Ms. Bowman was there first since the beginning, since that school opened. And she was first a pre-K teacher there. And I applied and everything, and I got the job. And finally, after all these years, who would have thought we would ended up as teammates? And now we teach together, not teach together, but work together. We have our own classrooms and everything. But what we wanted to talk about a lot in this video mostly is what impact does a teammate, a teacher does to each other? How do we help each other? So do you want to give some tips and talk about how I am as a teacher, and how do you think that helps? What do you think we need to improve on? How teammates should act towards each other?
Well, okay. Well, I think that honestly, you're doing an awesome job. You know, we've worked so hard to be where we are now. Yeah. You know, and in all the years that we've both known each other, we've came up. You know, we've done so much, and we're still doing so much for our school, for our students, even for our parents. You know, things that we don't, you know, get credibility for, we still do, because that's what we love. That's something that we're passionate in. That's the kids. It's all about the kids and their learning and what we can do to impact their lives. So yes, we do have our, you know, our ups and downs sometimes, when she thinks she's right or I think I'm right, and then, you know, we just let it be. You know, we agree to disagree, or we'll try to figure it out, like a common ground, you know, which is also good. It's okay to disagree with, you know, another teacher about something that, you know, you're discussing about.
Because every teacher has their unique skills, but since we do teach pre-K, we have to work as a team, so our kids are where they're supposed to be.
Yes.
And we're not teaching different styles, but the same curriculum.
Same curriculum, or I'm doing what I need to do to make sure they're ready to go to Ms. Z's classroom, and vice versa. You know, we have to work together to make sure the kids are ready to move up, or if we feel like they need a little extra help, we can give that to them as well.
Tips are that I've learned along the ways. You need to learn how to communicate.
That's the number one.
Yes, you can't just be yourself and be like, oh, I'm the best teacher, I know how to run my classroom. No, that's not how it works. Like, just like me and her, yes, we don't have the same experience. Like I said, there's teachers that have worked for years and that aren't as passionate as we are, or vice versa. So that's a big way to hear feedback.
Kind of take criticism. It's okay to be told that you need a little help in this department, a little help in this problem. You know, it's okay. You take it, you receive it, and you try to fix it if that's what you want to do. It's up to you. You know, we're just giving you our feedback and letting you know what we see and what we feel like is needed, you know. Another tip is trust. You have to trust your teacher. You have to feel like you can come to them and talk to them about anything and everything as in teacher wall. Now, personal, that's up to you. That's all.
But we're friends.
You know, but we're friends. So personal work, that's all we talk about. But I mean, you have to be able to trust your co-teacher, trust your partner, trust your teammates, because at the end of the day, those are the ones that's supposed to catch you when you fall. Those are the ones that's supposed to have your back. They're the ones that's supposed to feel the way you're feeling, because they understand what you're going through as a teacher, you know?
And that's very important. Also, sometimes you drop the ball, and if you're dropping the ball and they see, they're like, she's done it to me and I've done it to her. Hey, are you okay? Do you need some extra help? Do you want me to cover for you? And that's
a big part too. It's okay. Be there for one another, you know? Their sick days, or to come to work crying. You don't want the kids to see you upset. You don't want them seeing your troubles, your personal life.
And we're in private school, so it's a little bit different. If we're talking more about private school, but we'll talk about another video about the differences between private and public school, because there is a big difference. Another thing,
structure.
Yes.
Structure. You have to have all types of classroom management, because if there's no classroom management, it's gonna be all your classroom. It's gonna be kids over there doing types of things, and over there hitting each other, and you don't know what to do because they're not listening.
And that's the thing.
That's when you need to put your feet down and be like, this is how this is going to go. This is how do we do this, then this, then this. You have to have structure. You have to have the routine for the kids to know what they're going to do next. But then they're not going to know what to do, so they're going to be all over the place.
And that's the thing, that you need your co-teachers there, because sometimes your classroom may not be structured and you've been struggling, and you see, okay, Miss Bowman's class, they have structure, okay, and that's where you can learn from her and learn from other teammates. That's very, very important. So that's a little bit about teammates. So you will be seeing Miss Bowman a lot in this channel, because she's a big part of my teaching life. So you will be seeing. So anything you want to add?
I'm just excited to be here, excited to show you guys, you know, a teacher's life behind closed doors once you guys drop your kids off, or even influencers that's watching the video that wants to know what teachers do. You know, people think that teaching is just, we're just teaching them how to learn their numbers, their letters, you know, teaching them.
Not that.
That's not more. We're raising these kids, you know. We're second parents when the parents are not there, you know. We're the parents they're talking about to their parents, like Miss Z and Miss Bowman, you know. That's what we want. You know what we want, to hear good feedbacks. We want to know that we're doing the right things, and that's what this channel is mainly about. You know, we want you guys to see our lives. We want you to know our perspective, you know, a teacher's perspective. We also want to know your guys too. So, you know, put them comments at the bottom, and you know, let us know, and give us topics of things you want to hear from us, things that you want to know about as a teacher, or just, you know,
teammates, anything. This is what this channel is
lessons for. And you can even help us, give us some
ideas.
Help. You know, we're beginners too. We've been in this for how long? A good 2-3 years now. We're still new. So
yeah, we always need to improve, and we're not scared about this criticism. So let us know. So don't forget to share, comment, like, and subscribe. Turn that bell notification on. Thank you. So bye, Rugrats.
Bye.